All right, and we're live. Well, I guess I have to wait for people. But sorry it took a while, guys. We're having some technical difficulties, but we got it figured out now, and we are live. So yeah. Hopefully people uh join. That would be good. But so yeah, we're going, guys. So guess I'll wait for more people to show. Yeah, it's Happy Memorial Day to everybody. It's good to be doing YouTube again. I've missed it. I only got one person watching. Yeah. So, Burrito Bob might pop in at some point. We'll have to see. Is there anybody? I'd buy that for money. Hey, I'd buy that for money. How's it going? Or dollar sign. It's an interesting name. I'll say that. I'm trying to figure out something entertaining to do. I'm not a very entertaining person. Oh. I hope we get more views. I'd buy that for cash. There's the only one watching, I guess. Hopefully we get more. I'd buy that shirt for $1. I'm not a big fan of RoboCop, so that's probably why. That's cool. I'd buy that shirt for $1. Gotcha. Interesting name, I will say that. I'm watching myself and it's weird. Okay, we're gonna stop that. Well, we got two people, but I think one of them is me, technically. I just liked my own live stream, huh? That's kind of weird, but yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope we get more views. Maybe not, but I guess I can go ahead and say what I wanted to say, being it's Memorial Day. It's a lot of people get Memorial Day and Veterans Day mixed up. Veterans Day is for veterans, the ones who made it home safe and survived. Memorial Day, I don't want to sound like a jerk or anything, but it's not for veterans. It's for the ones who made that ultimate sacrifice and didn't make it home. They died defending this great country so that we can have the freedoms that we have. So a lot of people get that mixed up. Actually, some people on the news a few days ago got it mixed up. So, it's the day that we honor, and show our respects to those who have fallen. I personally haven't lost anybody due to a war, but I know people who have, and it's hard to see what it does to people, but they didn't die for nothing. They died for this great country, and because of that, I have the ultimate respect for all veterans that are here and not here. So it was one of my dreams to join the military. Those of you that don't know, that's what I wanted to really do. But I have a disease that prevents me from doing so. And it sucks. It really does, because that's what I wanted to do. But I can't. And that's just how it is. I've got to live with this disease my entire life. And I can have a completely normal life, and that's what I plan to do. But I mean, I could become a police officer. There's always that. I could defend, an area, a town, but not the entire country per se. So, yeah. Well, we got 2 people. Cool. I wonder who the second is. So yeah, it happened in my childhood. I wasn't born with it. I was diagnosed at 14. It was actually 2 weeks after I turned 14. Birthday was on the 8th of January. I turned 14. 2 weeks later, January 22nd, I still remember the day, is when I was diagnosed. Hi, Jenna. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Just talking about Memorial Day and things like that. So I'd buy that shirt for $1. To answer your question, I was 14 when I was diagnosed. I'm 20 now. So it's been about 6.5 years. This January will mark 7 years. It's been quite a wild ride. I've been to the hospital 6 times because of it now. And it's almost killed me. I've come this close to death twice now. Like twice I saw a bright light and I thought that was going to be it. This last time was one of those times. But I'm healthy and we're on the right track. So we're doing good. Of course, this is, this isn't about me. Today's about those fallen soldiers who made that ultimate sacrifice. What are the types of things you have to do to manage it? There's a few things I have to do. I could actually show you what I have to do. I'll show you what things I need to take care of it. There's quite a few things I need. And I'm going to show you each one of them and explain briefly about it, because there's a few that I'm going to show you guys. So, anyway. Okay. So, you probably can't really see him down here. Let me just kind of show you guys real quick here. Okay. So, since Jenna, I watch your dad's videos. Awesome. We always like having the same fans. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we'll start off with this right here. Okay, so I'll explain to you what each thing in here is. We'll start with this. This is what I use to prick my finger. I'll show you here. take the top off, and you can see, I don't know if you can see, but it has a little, yeah, you can kind of see that. It has a little needle right there, which is, what these are right here. These are called lancets. So I actually do need to change this one, so you want to be careful. So you just simply take it out, looks like that. Just throw it in the garbage, and replace it. Take it. It has a little thing up here that covers the needle. Now you want to put this in first before you take this piece off, because you can stab your finger. So, and then you just twist this. Don't bend it, because you'll bend the needle. Just twist it, pull it right off. You got a new needle in there, and carefully, because you don't want to bend the needle. And there you go. It's on. You got your different settings on top. If you can see, yeah. Okay, so that extends it all the way out. So that's the smallest setting, and then that's the longest setting. I don't know if you can see the needle in there. You kind of can't, but basically what I do, I prick my finger with this, so I pull back on this, and you can see there's a button right there. Now there's several different things like this. As you can hear it, you just push the button and it goes. And then we'll go ahead and go with these. These are test strips. These go into this, which is called a glucometer. And what this does is it measures my blood sugar, which I don't really have to explain blood sugar. It's kind of in the name. But basically, you just put a strip in there. You'll see the little, if you can see those little yellow line right there, right on top. That's where the blood, you'll see the blood go in. And then it'll give me a reading. No, it's not going to turn on. Whoa. Okay, there you go. It'll give you a reading, test, and I'll even show you guys, data, and you can go to logbook, and it'll show you, all your different blood sugars in there. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but yeah, there you go. As you see, that has 4 times. That's how you're supposed to test, and it shows you your different blood sugars on there. So it's pretty cool. So, yep, there's that. I said this was going to be brief, but it kind of isn't. I'll just go ahead and show you guys. That's what it will show you. 107. See, that's perfect. That's a perfect blood sugar. And you keep them all in this little pouch right here. As you can see, you got the lance. I think it's called a lancing device with the glucometer, and you got the test strips right here. And then you've got a couple pockets. You have one here, and in here is actually a different lancet. As you can see, I have a spare. This one, all you do, you just push the back. Now, this one has a different kind of lancing device. As you can see, there's actually 6 needles in here. This is a little fancier. And right here, as you can see, it says 6. What you do, you would just pull this little lever across to switch until it gets down to 1. And once you're at 1 and you feel like you've used it enough, you just take that little thing out and throw it away. I'm not going to take this one out because it's brand new. But this one is a little more advanced, I guess. For this one, kind of the same thing, but this one's numbered. So, 1 being the smallest setting, and then you turn all the way to 5 to the highest setting.
Are you streaming?
Yeah, I'm streaming.
I can't see you. What were you showing?
Well, people asking about my diabetes, and some guy asked.
Do you have diabetes?
No. Where have you been?
Can I stab you?
No.
Yeah, right in your arm, right?
Yes, definitely.
Multiple times?
Yeah. I've only got 2 people watching. You're not one of them.
Yeah. I would have. I just realized you're on. I didn't know you were on yet. I forgot. I didn't realize what time it was.
I actually got on late.
Oh, I can fix my hair this way too.
Yeah,
so,
go ahead.
It's all Jack. Hi, how you doing? I'm Burrito Bob.
You don't have to talk like a moron. You can talk normally.
Oh, can I? Okay. Hello, my name is Burrito
That's
Bob.
not
How you
normally.
doing? Hey, 2 is better than none.
Yeah. I've got a Jenna Newman who says they watch your videos.
Jenna, yeah, I recognize Newman. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, Jenna, how you doing? Good to see you. What's happening on this wonderful Memorial Day? Are you relaxing? Or are you one of those unfortunate souls that had to go to work? Who else is on there?
I'd buy that for $1 is on here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I recognize him too. Or her. I don't know if it's a he or a she. I'd buy that for $1.
Stick with it. That's the idea. Just stick with it and we'll get more people.
Do you know where that phrase came from?
What phrase?
I'd buy that for $1?
Yeah, RoboCop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was a little bit before your era.
Yeah, I was going to say I was never really a big.
Do you know the first time I saw RoboCop? I was sitting at a friend's house. I had a big soda, like right in between my legs. And just as I went to pick up the soda to drink it is when RoboCop walked out for the very first time. And I thought it was so badass. I freaked out. And I actually threw my soda like all over the place in this other person's house. It was.
Oh, it wasn't even your house.
No.
That's funny.
No. But I freaked out. I thought it was so awesome. That movie, when it first came out, was cool. It really was.
I'll have to watch it.
So anyway, it was nice seeing you. Nice talking to you. I got to go back to what I was doing. Farting. Oh, just kidding. Blood?
A little bit like right here.
Oh.
Not too
it's
much.
probably Miss B. She's beating me up again.
No, Miss B's beating him up.
Check out the new video today, guys.
Relaxing at home, and I'm doing good, is what Jenna just said.
All right, awesome. That's good to hear. They call me sideways.
I was gonna pull your hair. Burrito Bob, everybody. You should watch the OG RoboCop sometime. I think you like it. Original? Yeah, definitely. I'm always down for original movies. I always prefer the originals, if that's, I've already been on for almost 18 minutes. Anyway, then we got these things. So you can see that. We got these things. These are my insulin. We'll go ahead and start with the insulin that I take at least 4 times a day for food, called Admelog. These are called insulin pens, and they come with this one comes with about 300 units. I'm at about 100 left, so there's still a lot. This is what they look like, and you take one of these things, which is the needle, and you just put it on here. Take this off, and there's another cap in there. You can see there's another little green cap in there. You just put it on here, twist it on, and you're good to go. And you just put the lid back on, throw it away, and that's it. And then this is just my nighttime insulin. It's called Basaglar, or as I call it, Basagular. I don't know why. But this is the one I take at night, about 30 units before I go to bed. And, same thing, just put one of these. Just put one of these on there, same way as the other one, and take it, and that's that. Okay, so that's pretty much how I manage it. So yeah, it may seem confusing and difficult, but I mean, I've been doing it for 6.5 years, so it just becomes second nature, which, I actually take care of it. It's actually not too hard. So yeah. I think we'll stay on here for, I don't know, we'll see. We've been on for about 20 minutes. I think I'll cut it off at, I don't know, we'll see how long. I wanted to do at least an hour, but we'll see. or maybe we'll go till 3. So we'll do like 50 minutes. All right. What does it mean when you go DKA? I can definitely explain that to you. What DKA stands for is diabetic ketoacidosis. And what that means is that your body is basically being poisoned with these things that are called ketos, or ketones. Sorry, ketones. Now, what ketones are, it's kind of difficult to explain, but the best way that I can put it is that ketones are basically poison. And you can't, if you go into DKA, I guess there's different levels. You can be, if you're like fresh into DKA and you know it, you can treat it at home. And what you have to do is drink as much water as you possibly can, and you got to test your blood sugar every hour and keep drinking water. And however much insulin you need to take for however high your blood sugar is, you got to take it. And every hour you test and do the same thing until you get it into the normal range. And you have to keep it there and keep drinking water. If you go too far, like I have 6 times, you have to go to the hospital. And you'll usually end up being there for anywhere from like 2 days to 5 days. Because what DKA does is it robs it makes, your muscles and your body, it's hard to explain. Your body is basically consuming itself in a way because it's taking pretty much all of the nutrients that you have in your body, like burning it up, from potassium to magnesium. That's kind of, you can get out of DKA pretty quickly, but it's getting, everything, all your vital signs and everything like that back to normal. DKA, it damages your organs. You got to think about, it's sugar. It's basically sugar flowing through your veins, cutting up your veins. That's the reason why people lose feet. You can go blind, can prevent you from having children. It can really mess you up. Luckily, my organs are still fine. It can cause kidney failure, liver failure, heart failure. Pretty much any of your organs can fail if you go into DKA. So it's obviously never good to go into DKA because it kind of damages your body a little bit each time. I am lucky. I still am healthy. So nothing wrong with my eyes or my feet or any of my organs. My kidneys are fine. I've had kidney stones, but I passed those luckily. And they didn't really damage my kidneys at all. Hurt like a bitch, but I passed them safely. I didn't have to get any surgery or anything, thankfully. I had 3 that I had to pass. So, yeah, DKA is, if you don't take care of it, it can kill you very quickly. Now, once you're in DKA, you can usually tell. The longest that you can usually be in DKA without treating it is like a week. Once you're at like the 6th or 7th day, your body will start to die. And that's what happened to mine. It started to die every single time. Well, not every single time. There's been a couple times where I was in DKA like 2 or 3 days, and then there was a couple where I was in like 5 or 6. This last time, and there's things that can actually cause DKA as well, not just not taking care of yourself. If you're a diabetic and you catch the flu, that'll send you into DKA. That happened to me. I contracted the measles, which sent me into DKA. So the measles, the flu, I think those were the only 2 times that it wasn't because I wasn't taking care of myself. So 4 times were caused because I wasn't taking care of myself, and 2 were because of illnesses. Yeah, the measles and then the flu that sent me. So there's some things that can send you into DKA. Top thing is just not taking care of yourself, which was my issue, not anymore. So DKA is a big deal. I know a lot about it at this point. I've been in it 6 times. And see, with DKA, I guess I can kind of go over how you feel when you're in DKA. the symptoms: vomiting, dry mouth, constantly using the restroom, lethargic, angry, not eating, weight loss, extreme weight loss. Well, you guys know how skinny I was. Sleeping all the time. Oh, yeah, always tired, always forgetful. And in some cases, you can feel extreme pain as well. In one case, I did, and I feel like I thought I was gonna die. I thought my kidneys were failing. It was a pain that basically was in my whole back. I couldn't walk. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't really do anything. And I was screaming for probably a good hour and a half. The only thing that temporarily took the pain away was laying in cold water in the bath, which sucked. That was probably my worst experience so far. And if it wasn't for my sister, who was in that room behind me, I would be dead. She woke up to me screaming, went to my parents and said I needed to go to the hospital. And she almost called 911. She got my dad in there, and I got to the hospital. So really, she's saved my life a couple times, and that was one of the times. I don't know if it was the first, but it's definitely one of the times that she saved my life. And she's my best friend. She'll always be my best friend. Sure, I've got other best friends that are guys, but she is my best friend. And when we were growing up, sure, we fought and argued a lot, but
are these yours?
No, they're not actually. No, they were in your garage. Burrito Bob's dying out there.
Who are these?
Trying to be serious, and Bunghole comes in, and they were in your barn.
They're in the barn?
Yes.
Well, I like them.
We'll take them.
They're too small for my giant hands.
Well, that sucks.
Actually, no, they fit nicely.
Well, then take them.
These are freaking sweet.
Hey. I was trying to be. I was having a serious moment too.
Oh, were you?
Yes. I was talking about DKA and. Yeah, but look.
I need to tie that one over, right?
Have you told your subscribers how you lost your finger?
No, I didn't. Only a couple asked.
Oh.
Yeah, how many people we got now? 14?
2. Still.
2? Hey, at least you have diehard, committed fans.
I have people asking me, what DKA is. Man, that's rough stuff. That's a lot to have to go through so young. Yeah, well, my fault every time for going into it. So, but it is rough. And yeah, it sucks. But, I've got to take care of it. I can have a completely normal life. I can have a family. So the only thing I can't do is join the military. But it can be rough. It can also be easy. I guess everything can really be that way. Yeah. So there's that. Sorry if I talk too long, but when I get asked about something that I'm very familiar with, I tend to explain a little too much. So, but yeah, diabetes, I'll admit, is a pain in the ass, but I like to use it as an example to not give up. Because I mean, it's not like it's cancer. I mean, it is a disease, but you can cure cancer. You can't cure type 1 diabetes. I know people out there have told me they used to be type 1 diabetic, and they're dirty, dirty liars. Dirty liars. Everybody that's told me they used to be a type 1 diabetic. No. There's no cure for it. I don't really care if they're trying to make me feel better. It doesn't work because it actually pisses me off when people tell me that. because they're lying to me to try to make me feel better, and I know they're lying, and it just pisses me off. So anybody, well, good. It's cool. I'm glad you think it's interesting. There is a lot to it. To people who aren't diabetic, but to people who are, you've been diabetic. If you are diagnosed years ago, you get used to it. See, type 2 diabetes you can get rid of. Take pills for it. I can't take pills, not for mine. For mine, they gotta be shots. But those don't bother me. It's not the part that really bothers me. I can eat whatever I want. So, yeah. It is what it is. I'll have it my entire life unless they somehow come up with a cure. Honestly, I don't know. As weird as it sounds, I don't know if I'd want to be cured. Because, I've got the tattoo. What would I do at that point? What would I do with that? Cross it off or put cured? Nah. I want to keep the tattoo, obviously. So, but I don't think in my lifetime they're going to come up with a cure. But I do hope at some point that they do. Because I wouldn't wish this disease upon my worst enemy. Because it really sucks. There's an organ, and one of my organs is mostly dead. It's mostly dead. When I was first diagnosed, they said it wasn't completely dead yet, but I was still type 1 diabetic. That point, my pancreas, most of the part that produced insulin wasn't working. Then now it's fully dead now. So yeah, it sucks. I've said that probably 1,000 times now. Everybody's like, I'm so sorry that happened. It's like, yeah, I appreciate that. I really do. But it's like, I've had it so long now. I was diagnosed so long ago that, there's actually still times where I'll sit at night and sometimes I'll cry about it. And I don't tell people that, but sometimes that happens. I'll sit there and think, why me? Why did I do to deserve this? And sometimes I'll start crying. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes it's like, it's not that hard to manage. And I can have a completely normal life. And I do now. I'm healthy. I'm feeling better, looking better according to other people. So, yeah. I've got a job now. So, yeah. Any specific food you have to avoid? Well, like I said, I can eat almost anything that I want. The unfortunate thing is, say somebody makes a homemade, not out of the box, straight up homemade cake or something. Things like that. I probably could figure it out, but it's very difficult to be accurate with things like that. So it's really homemade foods that I try to stay away from. I do try to stay away from super sweet stuff like donuts, pie, cake, candy, even though I do love all those things. But I do try to avoid things like that, because things that are basically pure sugar, yeah, sure, I could eat them and take insulin for them, but it's pure sugar. It's not going to, and there's no health benefits. Every now and then I'll eat things like that, but it's very rare. So I try to avoid things like candy, anything that really has a lot of sugar in it. Even though carbohydrates are what I really have to look out for, anything that has sugar has carbohydrates in it. But so things that are hard to calculate, really hard to be accurate on, something I can't really measure, are things I try to avoid. Anytime my dad, he likes to every now and then make peanut butter shakes. And those are hard to calculate. I have to make my own if I want one. Typically, I'll turn those down, which sucks because that is my favorite type of shake, is a peanut butter shake. So if I want a peanut butter shake, he can't make it for me because too difficult and too risky is the more important thing to just take a guess, because I've done that in the past and it hasn't worked out. And if I take too much, I can go low, and I don't want to do that. And if I take too little, obviously I'll go high. So what I have to do is I have to literally measure everything out. If I want to make a shake like in a blender, I got to measure the milk, I got to measure the peanut butter, I got to measure the ice cream, the chocolate syrup, anything that I decide to put in it. Even if it's a banana, I got to weigh the banana. So that is definitely a pain, and I tend to avoid things like that. If I go to like a fast food place, then it's not so hard because they usually have the nutrition info online. But when it comes to like a smoothie I make, even a protein shake, if I want a protein shake, protein, you'd be surprised, if I want to make a protein shake with like protein powder, because, protein powder doesn't just have, protein in it. It's got carbs too. So I got to count for those. So yes, there is some foods that I try to avoid. Anything that if I buy something from the store and it doesn't have the nutrition facts on it, and I can't find, and there's sometimes I can't find them online. If I cannot figure out how many carbs are in something, I won't eat it, no matter what. I won't try to guess how many. If I don't know exactly how many carbs are in something, I will not eat it. So, and yeah, that's basically it. So there's not really a lot that I have to avoid, but I try to avoid things that are basically pure sugar, and things that I cannot figure out. I can't accurately figure out the carbs. If I have to guess, I'm not going to. But if it's something that I know, like something that I have memorized, then yes, it's not a big deal. But things that I'm not sure how many carbs are in it, or things that are basically pure sugar, are things that I stay away from. Try to. Of course, things that are pure sugar, if I'm low, then of course that's the time I'll eat it. But if I'm high, I'm not going to eat anything sugary. And I'm talking about blood sugar high. Nobody get any ideas out there. Even, yes, my channel's BMan420, but still, don't judge me. But yeah, so try to stay away from things that are pure sugar. The funny thing is, actual sugar, like pure sugar itself, does not have that many carbs. 1 tablespoon of sugar has 4 carbs. So yeah, that's the funny thing. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. There's not a lot I have to avoid. Again, just things that are pure sugar, like cookies, especially sugar cookies, cake, pie, even though I love all those things. If they're store-bought, we'll say this. If it's store-bought, I can eat it. If it's homemade, I usually can't. Unless I can somehow measure the ingredients that go into it. Right? Like if it's pasta, I can do that. I just have to measure it. But if it's something like a cake or a pie, I typically stay away from those if they're homemade. Unless, sometimes, usually my mom would figure out how many carbs are in each piece. So if she does that for me and she knows it's accurate, then yes, I will. But typically I stay away from sweets. Try to stay away from soda. I drink more tea now. So yeah. Again, talked for a while, but I hope that answers your question. I also talk for a while so I know that you understand what I'm talking about and that I answer your question correctly. So, any other questions? I'm an open book. Don't get weird though. All right, looks like we got about 10 minutes left. I'm gonna cut it off at 3 o'clock. So we got 3 now. Who's this third person watching? Phone's going crazy over here. So we got 3 people now. Cool. If it builds up more, I could stay on a little longer. I don't mind doing that. Anybody out there currently in the military? Oh no, back to 2. So, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I always appreciate it if you're not already. So, how about some info on your tattoos? I know the diabetes one, but what about the others? Ooh, asking about my tattoos. Okay, well, diabetic one was number 1, so I guess we'll talk about each one. So for this one, this is from my favorite, this is from my favorite anime. Yes, watch anime. Don't judge me either, but this is from my favorite anime. I don't know if anybody knows what it is. It's from Soul Eater. It's just a death skull. It's pretty simple. My favorite anime. So this was tattoo number 2, and then number 3 was this one right here. This was number 3. For those of you who don't know, it's Burrito Bob's last name. That is what I'm going to get my last name changed to. Bijou. It's French. It actually is pronounced Bijou, but yeah. This was number 3, so yeah, my dad's last name, and it's going to be my last name. And then the next one is over here. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. That's my Raider tattoo. I'm a big Raider fan. I always have been. So yeah, that's what that is. It's actually I guess you could say the best design. But yeah, it's definitely one of my more favorites. So yeah, there's that one, a Raider tattoo. Actually, this one was next. This one was before the Raider tattoo, which music note. I'm a drummer now. I played drums. I played guitar. I started on piano. Don't really play piano anymore, but music is a big part of my life. So yeah, that's why I got that. And originally it was going to be white and red, but we inverted the colors and it turned blue and black. So we did that one instead. And I love it. Absolutely. So yeah, that's that one. It's a music note. If anybody knows what type of music note this is, let me know and I'll tell you if you're right. So there's that one. And then I got my Raider tattoo because I'm a big Raider fan. Got that for my birthday. And then my most recent one, if there's any Supernatural fans out there, you'll know what this is. This is the anti-possession tattoo. And some people actually believe that if you get it, it works in real life. I like to kind of think that, but this was my most recent. I got this one back in January, so I've had it for a while, for about 6 months, but big Supernatural fans, my favorite TV show. So yeah, that's all my tattoos. I have a grand total of 6 right now, and yes, I'm getting more in the future. So I guess I could tell you how old I was when I got each. This one I was 16, but I got it redone when I was 18. So 16 for this one, 18 for this one. I was 18 or 19 for this one, and 19 for this one, and 19 for this one, because this I got for my 19th birthday. Or no, it's for my 20th birthday. So this was for my 20th birthday, which I'm 20 now. And this one, I was 20 because I got this done not long after this one. So we'll just say I was 16 for this one, 18 for this one, 18 for this one, 19 for this one, and 20 for these two. So here's the info on my tattoos. So yeah, that's that. Okay, let's see. I have a cousin in the U.S. Air Force. That's awesome. I hope they're safe. I hope your cousin is safe, and I hope whatever they do, however long they stay in the Air Force, that they're always safe and they always come home safe. So my heart goes out to your cousin in the Air Force, and he's in my prayers and my thoughts. So yeah. Thanks for sharing. I thought the skull was the Punisher logo. A lot of people do. It's funny. A lot of people ask me if it's a Punisher tattoo, and I have gotten that a lot, believe it or not. So it's cool. I used to get irritated about it, but I don't anymore because I do like the Punisher. So that's cool. It does actually look a lot like it. So you're welcome, Jenna. Again, I hope everything goes good with your cousin, and I have a lot of respect for your cousin. It takes a lot of courage to join any branch of the military. So yeah, definitely have the utmost respect for your cousin for still making sacrifices. Top 3 favorite bands. I guess we'll start with number 3. Number 3, I would probably be. That's a good question. Number 1 is at a tie, so that one's kind of tough. But number 3, I would have to say. Honestly, I'll have to think about that for a minute because I have quite a few favorite bands, but top 3. Well, number 1 is Green Day. We'll go with that. I've been listening to Green Day since I was like 4 or 5 years old. So Green Day would be my favorite band. Second would be Skillet. I've actually been to 2 of their concerts, 2 Skillet concerts. And number 3, I think number 3 I'll have to go 3 Days Grace. They've actually their music. Yeah, I know some of them are kind of depressing songs, but I listened to them a lot in like high school, but I still really like them. So those are my top 3. Number 3 is 3 Days Grace. Funny enough, I did not do that on purpose, but number 3 is 3 Days Grace. Number 2 is Skillet, and number 1 is Green Day. So those are my top 3 favorite bands. And the drummer for Green Day, I think, is hilarious. You guys got to check him out if you don't know his name. His name's Trey Cool, and he is hilarious. If you just go on YouTube and look up Trey Cool funny moments, you will laugh your ass off because he is hilarious. So yeah, Green Day is my absolute favorite band. Skillet's number 2. 3 Days Grace is number 3. So yeah. But I do have a lot of other, bands that I love to listen to, like Nickelback or 3 Doors Down. I love Metallica. Don't listen to Motorhead anymore. But yeah, Metallica, Van Halen, Journey, Scorpions, Bon Jovi, love Bon Jovi, Elvis. But yeah. Dookie is a great album. It is honestly, I think, definitely one of their best albums. Those were the old school Green Day days. I have the album Dookie. I don't know where it is right now, but it's somewhere. I have Dookie, American Idiot, and 21st Century Breakdown. So Dookie, you had Burnout. I don't think Welcome to Paradise was in Dookie, but you had Burnout. What was the other one? Basket Case was one of my favorites that they've done. So yeah, Dookie is a great album. I'm trying to think of what my favorite Green Day album would be, because Dookie, American Idiot, and 21st Century Breakdown are like my top 3 favorite albums of theirs. So yeah, I guess you could say a combination of those. American Idiot was my favorite for a while, but when I listened to Dookie, then it was my favorite for a while. So I guess I'll say American Idiot is my favorite album. Dookie is my second favorite. So Dookie's my second favorite album. A lot of good songs on there. Actually, I don't know if you're a big Green Day fan like I am, but there's Green Day Rock Band. You should get it and try it out. It's pretty cool. It doesn't have every single one of their songs. Like one of my favorite songs, I Know Your Enemy, isn't on here, unfortunately, but I believe if you get the Xbox version, it is on that one. So, yeah. Insomniac is good too. Brain Stew. That's right. Brain Stew is also one of my favorite songs. Insomniac. I was trying to remember which album Brain Stew was on. Yeah, that is a great one. Another great one is Nimrod. That's a good one. That one's got Time of Your Life, which is one of the best songs they've ever written. It's got, it doesn't have Minority in it. It's got, what was the other one? King for a Day is one of my favorites that they did. So Nimrod is another one of their better albums. Yeah. I think the only album of theirs that I have never listened to is Awesome as F. I'm not going to say that word because I don't know if there's kids watching, but that's actually the only album that I have not listened to of theirs yet. Listen to everything else. There's, I think, Warning was one. Warning, Insomniac, American Idiot, 21st Century Breakdown, and then of course those 3 Uno, Dos, Tre. Listen to all those. I think I already said Warning, but I have not listened to Awesome as F yet, but I will. I want to get all their albums at some point. I think we can push an hour on here. Warning was their transition album. That's right. Warning was. You're right. Well, must be a big Green Day fan like me. You know your stuff, man. It's awesome. Green Day is based in Oakland, or at least that's where they started. Funny enough, Oakland Raiders, my favorite football team and my favorite band, are both in Oakland, at least for now. Yeah, the Raiders are going to Vegas soon, but at least for the time being, my favorite band and my favorite football team are in the same town. So, yeah. Oh, Mrs. B finished her trailer. Go to her channel and check it out. It's just Mrs. B. She said a naughty word. So, well, we might cut it off at 55 minutes. So, anyway, any other questions before I go, guys? Do you still watch WWE? A little bit. I go and sometimes I'll watch it, but so yeah, I guess I could say I do. I usually watch it on YouTube. I watch the older stuff from the Attitude Era and things like that. I like the older stuff. I don't really watch the newer stuff because Shawn Michaels was my favorite superstar, and when he retired, that's kind of when I lost interest. When some of my favorites started retiring, like Shawn Michaels, Edge. When the original superstars from the Attitude Era started to retire, I kind of lost interest. But so yeah, I'll say I do watch WWE, but I watch the older WWE on YouTube. Every now and then I might record a new one just to see what's going on. Waiting for John Cena to retire. I'm sure he will soon. there are some superstars that I like now. I mean, AJ Styles is pretty awesome. Still kind of like Daniel Bryan. Who else? Like I said, John Cena's about to retire. I guess Undertaker's still on there. I love Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, always have. So there's still a few originals, you know. Triple H, yeah, kind of iffy about him. I used to like Shinsuke Nakamura, but not really anymore. Ever since he had his heel turn at WrestleMania, but not this previous WrestleMania, but the one before where he faced AJ Styles and lost. But yeah, I cannot stand Leo Rush. If anybody knows who that is, Bobby Lashley's little manager. I cannot stand him. He's like a little freaking chihuahua. I cannot stand him. I heard Brock Lesnar won Money in the Bank, which I'm like, he can pretty much cash it in on anybody at any point, and he's gonna win. It's Brock Lesnar. You know, I've always liked Brock Lesnar in the UFC, not so much in WWE. So, yeah. So, yeah. No. My favorite, Seth Rollins. I do like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is pretty awesome. I remember his entry to WrestleMania. I forget which one. It was when he was doing the Game of Thrones entrance where he had the blue contacts. Seth Rollins is pretty badass. Roman Reigns is one of my favorites. Sucks that Dean Ambrose retired. But Roman Reigns, he is in remission for leukemia, if anybody still watches. But, you know, I have a lot of respect for Roman Reigns. I still liked him even when everybody hated him after he beat The Undertaker. I was just like, you know, Undertaker's already gotten beat. So it's like, yeah, he beat him. Undertaker wasn't my favorite. He's actually Burrito Bob's favorite, believe it or not. So, yeah, Roman Reigns. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for him. You know, I love fighting leukemia for 11 years. I know, like I said, I know what it's like to fight a disease for years. You know, it sucks, but it's awesome that he's in remission and he's back. So it's really cool that he's beating leukemia's ass again. So Seth Rollins, he's from my state. Right on. That's really cool. So you're in Iowa, I believe. He's from Davenport, isn't he? I think. I could be wrong. I know Roman Reigns is supposedly from Florida, Pensacola. So, yeah, okay. Davenport, Iowa. I thought so. So how far are you close to Davenport, or is he just in the same state? Just curious. Have you ever been to a live WWE show? I have. Went to Monday Night Raw back in 2013 in October. It was my birthday present, but we actually went on my mom's birthday, funny enough. But John Cena was there. Vince McMahon was even there in Sacramento. It was pretty cool. So yeah, I went to a Monday Night Raw back in 2013. The year I was diagnosed, actually, funny enough. It was pretty cool. I'm down a bit south from him, but about 60 or so miles. Okay. So that's pretty cool. You live only 60 miles away from a WWE superstar. That's pretty cool. So I don't know if anybody's a football fan out there, but Aaron Rodgers is actually from California. He went to Chico, I believe, which is like 30 minutes away from me. I'm not a Green Bay fan, obviously, but I still think it's cool. I have a lot of respect for Aaron Rodgers. So you're down south from. All right, looks like I'm gonna cut it off here, guys. We're about to hit an hour. So I know I only got 2, but it was, you know, cool talking to you guys. You know, I definitely appreciate all the questions. I'm always happy to answer them. So subscribe to my channel, spread the word. You know, enjoy the chat. I did as well. Thank you for tuning in. I'd buy that for $1. Hopefully, our next live stream, we will get some more. We'll keep going. So, thank you both for tuning in, and whoever that third person was, thank you for tuning in. All right, guys, I will catch you on the next live stream. Have a good night. You as well, Jenna. Thank you for tuning in. Check out Burrito Bob's new video that he just posted today. I think you'll like it a lot. And me and him are going to be doing the next challenge. You guys, I don't know if he wants me to tell you or not, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Our next challenge, I think you guys will like it. We're doing the Taco Bell 12-pack challenge. We're going to see I already know I can eat 12 tacos, but I don't think he can. So we're going to see if somebody can eat 12 tacos, who can do it faster. We already know who's going to win. All right, guys, come on. You guys have seen me eat 3 burritos in just over a minute. So we'll see, though. So that's our next challenge. So tune in for that one. I'm not sure what it'll be. Probably this weekend. So we'll see what happens. Thank you guys for watching. So yeah. Not sure when I'm going to post my next video, but we will see. So you guys all have a good night. This is B-Man signing out.